Hello all, as promised, I'm out to fix the various parts to this bike, like the forks, seat rest, etc. And we'll go through it very carefully to show you exactly what I done initially to my bike that I showed you in the prior video, which now I believe is the beast, and we're going to change this into the real beast. First things first is to remove pretty much everything I can from the front wheel, and then I will remove the stem and hopefully remove it okay like I did the last set on my beast. Anyway, let's get to it. Right, I'm just going to take the light off. Literally I'm securing it with this, you know, adjustable spanner behind for the nut behind, and just unscrew the light. It's not done up that tight for obvious reasons, which will take the light off and partially remove the mudguard, or the fender as Americans would say. And just unscrew that. Right, we should be able to just unscrew that. I'll keep all this together so we won't have a problem losing it. We'll put that out of the way for the time being. Right, where they attach to the forks, there's just one bolt. God, that's bloody tight, excuse the French. Did that snap? There you go. That's easy enough, isn't it? And all we got to do is do the same to the other side. Let's do this one. I wonder if this one's as tight. Yeah, not too bad. Didn't make that snappy noise, did it? Let's make sure that doesn't pop everywhere. Right, and we should be able to just remove the fender. Can we remove the fender that way or forward? How do we get this out? Oh, I see. Oh, can we take it through there? Let's have a look. There you go. And squeeze those together. And there you go. Right, next stage is just to move this secure clip so we can actually bend down the handlebar stem, like so. There you go. You don't have to push it all the way down. You can see we've got this nut here. A lot of these, the kit that you get with Allen keys when you get the ADO, is they've got all these Allen key fittings. Let's get the one what we think is right. There you go. It's the biggest Allen key in the set that they send you, and this basically starts to release the. There is on this specific stem, there is an actual screw fitting that also holds the stem in, so I can remove that, and we can just unscrew. We don't have to unscrew it all the way, and that should start to pull out. One moment. There you go. Mine come out easily, but this actually forces out like this, and it's tight, so it should just give it a wiggle and it should just come out. At this stage we can just put this aside. Now what I'm going to do, I don't want to scratch it, so what I might, yeah, I'll just let that dangle on its leads. It should be okay because there's a lot of leads holding it, but you could put something like a little bit of padding underneath that to take the weight, which I'm not going to bother this time around. Next thing is this, because this is a threaded, you don't get really, these days you don't really get many threaded forks. They're just all, you put the star nut in, you know. But in this case we've got this type of fixing, but with our new forks we've got to put a star nut in it, and that on mine actually unscrewed, but I'm going to have to, I wonder if I can unscrew it. Let's have a look. It was an easy job on mine. No, I'm going to have to try and undo that. One moment. Right, I won't actually be reusing this, so at the end of the day I could probably just do this. Let's have a look. Look, it's simple as that. I've never done that with mine, it just undone. And you can just unscrew that. Now you're going to need quite a big adjustable spanner, or if you've got a spanner that will fit that, but that's going to have to be unscrewed to expose the bearing, so we can actually take the take this off and we can take the whole fork out. One moment. I just so happen to have some big gear. Right, let's see if we can unscrew that. There you go, easy. There's a little spacer here that comes off. We're not using any of this, so don't worry if anything happens to it. There you go, take another spacer out. And you've got the bearings in there. Now, let's put that down. And the bearings, let's have a look. We should be able to just pop those out. Let's have a look. Oh, they might have just fell out, but yeah, they don't look too good, those bearings, do they? Right, hopefully now we can just pull the wheel out. Right. Obviously we don't want the handlebars getting in the way, do we? Let's get those out. Where are they gone? Oh my god. So we'll take this over the top out of the way. We've got to remember to put that back right in a bit. Right, let's put you over there. Can you see? Let's have a look. There you go. And there will be bearings in the bottom. But one thing we forgot to take off, it's easy done, is the actual caliper. Now, I should have done that before, but it's very simple to take off. It's just a couple of bolts. Right, one moment. And to take the caliper off, it's pretty straightforward. Just these. There you go. It's just literally just 2 bolts. And it just comes off like this. But you cannot use this one, it's not going to fit. These gaps between are about 85mm, and most of the default ones are on the frame are fitted differently here, and they're 75. So let's see if we can take this off. There you go, easy to come out of there. And just put all this back out of the way. So now it is just a case of oh sorry, now it is just a case of pulling this will come straight out, but obviously that's gonna all this is gonna sort of drop. So what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna put it on, I'm gonna put some pad and put something there to protect this, and put it on the lawn really. Let's try that out. One moment. It's all a bit awkward when you're doing it for the first time, isn't it? But hey ho, we'll get there. Right, boom. Oh, there you go. Put that over there for a moment. Like I say, we're not using the forks anymore. Let's put that over on the grass. Oh, at this point we should be able to rest it all. There you go. Let's take you over, show you this. Look, what a mess when it's like this. Right, boys, always in the way. Right, let's take you down. At this stage, these cups have got to come out, and if you have a look down there, you can see normally they say you need a special tool for it, and I'll show you the special tool, but I didn't actually use it in the end. One moment. And it's this. Basically, this will just go up through, and or you can put it in through the top, and it will just spray out. And you just knock it and it knocks these cups out. But you don't really need to waste your money on these tools, and you could use something like a screwdriver and this rag with a hammer. That's it. And now I need a screwdriver, if I can find it. Oh, that do. If it's long enough. Yeah, you just go like that. I'll put a bit of rag on it just so I don't scratch anything. Just over the end. Right? See if you can see what I'm doing. And it should be as simple as this. I should be able to just knock that bearing out simply by tapping this. Let's go. Straight away, look, no effort. That's a couple of bearings that got left behind. Very poor quality bearings, by the way. So we've got that. No tool required. Easy, got that out. Fantastic. Right. Right. Now it's simply the case for doing it the other way. I'm just going to bring the screwdriver up from that direction. I'll put a little bit of over the end. Bring it up like that. Just make sure it's catch the end of the bearing, and doing it again basically. And you do it a little bit the other side as well. There you go. And it will edge its way up gradually. This one's a little bit more tighter. Oh! Hit me in the head. But it's off! Obviously you're going to have to just get any old debris out. It's nice and greased anyway, so it's just a bit of a wipe round. We'll do the bottom section as well. Are we recording still? Yeah, we are. That's good. Okie dokie. So that's now what we've got to do. Back up here now. We've got to get the bearings. Now I've got some bearings, and you've obviously got to get the right bearings, because I made a mistake originally because I didn't get wide enough bearings. Now these are about 43. The bearing cup is about 43 millimeters across. It's quite wide. And when you get this, that's the actual what goes in the star insert nut that goes in, and here's the bearing. And when you get these bearings, they're all set in the right, they're all assembled in the obviously in the right position. But like I say, the first thing we're going to take out is the bottom section, which goes on the stem. Right, we'll do that first. We'll put the no we won't, we'll go and put these bearing caps in. Right, and I'll leave links in the description of everything I've used, so it'd be easy for you to get them. Right, right, here's the bottom bearing cap. Put you back down here so you can see. And you will need a tool for this, and I thought this tool was a very, very good value. I mean, I think it was only about £12, but it's not something I'd use a lot of, but it actually does drive the caps back in. They've got to go back in true and even. Basically this cap goes here, and I've got the at the bottom, and then I've got the one for the top. So that's the bottom one. That is the top one. Right, but the best thing to do first is to use a good grease, good quality grease actually, you know, specifically for bearings. And this is a Park Tool one, PPL one, which is meant to be a very, very good grease for such purposes. And we want that to slide down and help it, so we're going to put some grease. You can never have enough grease. If you put too much on it, just ooze out anyway. And we're just going to put a bit of grease on so it sort of mates home easier. So that's when that one's going to go there, and we've got the bottom one. And what we're going to do is put just some grease around here to help it settle home, seat home. Right, and that will go under there. Right, and just sort of push it a little bit to get it on its way with my hands, and then we can use our tool. It's quite a good tool actually. Oh, one of my bearings has fell out. I say it's a good tool, but one of the bearings has fell out. One more. So we're going to put that down. Oh, that goes on the bottom end, does it? Okay. And what I done last time, basically, we do is screw it up. You can screw the top one round, and that's what actually starts to squeeze it in. So you've got to make sure it all looks pretty level to start with. And you can use a screw. We're still recording. Let's have a look. Yeah, okay. And then we can, oh my god, typical, isn't it? We're actually trying to do some work on, and there's a screaming kid in the background. So all we do is just
come back this way now. Why?
sorry about that. I had screaming kids outside the fence. Typical when you're trying to do a job. Yeah, and you start to see a bit of the grease starting to ooze out, which is proving it's pretty much there. That's it, done. Right. Oh god. There you go. Easy, once you get it going, we should be okay. There you go. Oh, oh, don't let your bike fall over. Right. Now, let's just wipe that bit of excess off, see if we can see what's going. Yeah, it's completely beautiful, completely flush. It's nice. So a job well done. Right, the next thing to do is basically putting grease in, because this is where your bearing's going to go in, so you can't really put too much in. Right, let's wipe that round. That's nice. That's squeeze out in a minute. We'll do the same with the bottom cup. Squelch it around. Make sure you put lots in. As I say, you can't really put too much because it will just all squelch out, so you can put as much as you like, really. Squelch it all on. Right. Basically, on the top section, we've got the bearing, and you'll see a little recess on the edge there. Be careful, because that's the actual edge. That recess is where it actually goes down. It locates down, so don't put it in the wrong way, so you're going to run into problems. So we'll put that in first. Let's put that in. So that's all fitted down nice, and it just sort of fits in quite easily, and it goes about a mil, about 2 mil actually below the surface. You can see that's all nice. Yeah, and then you can put more grease all over it, that's fine. Squelch a bit more on. Right, lovely jubbly. Right, and on this we have a little I can't remember what you call them, but it's a little what do they call it? I don't know, it's not a spacer, it's a secure, I think, for the bearing, and then that will just go level on top. I'll put the bearing in the bottom, remembering the recess now is going up into the bearing, so it goes pretty much goes recess up that way. Right, we'll put the bearing in because that will stay in with the grease. That's all up easy enough, that's all gone in. Yep, fill the recess all level all around. It'll locate anyway when you start putting forks in. Now I'll show you the forks. These are my wife's forks, check those bad boys. Look at these. Oh, lovely, lovely jubbly. Let's hope Right. Right, so take that, it's just a cap to protect it. What I'm going to have to do with these is I need to get down to the section down here, just fractionally bigger than this. I think this is like 28 point something or other millimeter, and this is what's known as the crown, and this is where the actual bottom part of the bearing headset fits, right here, and that's what actually fits the bearing. But first we've got to take this top section off, so we'll just get that removed, and that looks like a big chunky, another big chunky, the chunkiest of Allen keys. Yeah, it's a chunky one. So we loosen that off. Don't have to take the screw right out, just loosen it. And same for the other side. And this, take that off, and you've got another secure which secures onto the stem. We can take that off as well. These double shoulder shocks. There you go. You just ease that off. There you go. Right. And basically, as part of that headset, and that will go over, and that will force down over the 30mm section, because it's got this little split there. But first off, we'll get a little bit more grease. Squelch a bit of grease around the base. There you go. So it can all the excess can be removed, and then we can put this should just slide down and fit flush. There you go. No effort required. We've already put grease, but we'll put we'll put some more grease on the you should be wearing gloves really, but don't expect this is grease, it's that great for your skin. Right, you've got loads of grease. Just go OTT on the grease, just to be on the safe side. I'm not sure if these need cutting down yet, but I need to put them through just to sort of mark them up, so see how it goes. So I think what I'll do is take this little washer out first, because it'd be easier putting the... Right, this has got the... We know this has got the bearings in the top and bottom. Okay, it's all a bit awkward. It would be nice if I had someone to help, but never mind. And that should slide all the way through like this, and a bit, look, straight away the bearings like this. Right, okay, right. And we've got this little thing we had earlier, this little secure spacer for the bearing. I'll put a little bit of grease over that. It's already got grease on the bearings, so all over. That will go down over. Give it a little wiggle to locate it. Should be okay. Oh, right. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's in. That's all nice. Right. Now the problem is, this stem is going to be a little bit too long now, and but we've got to have enough for this to go over. So don't forget, because I almost forgot about this to add on after, and I could have easily cut the stem, especially if you use these double shoulders. Right. Okay. Well, first off, I need to put the top section of the... When we cut the stem, make sure to get rid of all the burrs, because in this top section there is a rubber seal, and you don't want to put it over and cut that rubber seal, because that, you can feel it, it's quite solid, and that comes right all the way down to there. Now we want to measure how much we need to take off. Let's put that over, put that in about there. That's what it was. I'm just going to tweak that. I'm just going to tweak that up. Put that over on its side, on its stand. There you go. There you go. On its, oh, it's edging its way back. Right. Right. So there you have it. Right. What does that feel like? Yeah, it's alright. that will secure it in place while we're messing around. Right, next job is to see how much we need to cut off here, because there is too much on there. I think what I'd do is check my bike, because it'll make it easier, because I've already done all the measurements. One sec. Right, I'm back again. Well, I've just checked mine on my beast, and it was a little bit short. I cut it, and I cut it at 40mm from this section, but I'm going to cut this at 45mm on here, and that will be perfect for the actual handlebar mechanism stem that clamps over it. Yeah, brilliant. Anyway, let me cut that to 45mm first. Be right back. Right, I've actually had to take the forks off, obviously, to cut what I need to cut off, and I've made a mark. And what I tend to do, I had a couple of you need something to mark it, and I had a couple of these spacers, a few of these spacers that I had spare, and I can just put them on just to give me something to cut against. This is exactly what I've done as an idea, and somewhere I've got a cut mark, a mark where I cut off, where I'm going to need to cut off, and it's up here. There you go. That's my mark, which makes this 45mm from where I said. So when it's in your frame, you mark out, make sure whatever you do that you get it right, because you don't want to chop that off and realise it's too short, do you? Be not such a great idea. And what I do is, I'm sure you can have no end of different jobs, but I tend to put the cut mark. You can see here, I've put a little mark where I need to cut it, and I will just tape these spacers in position. Basically, that's the cut mark. Make sure that's right, and I'll stick this down the frame. There you go, and that should hold it in place while I cut it. Fingers crossed. That's what I've done before, and it done fine. At the end of it, you're going to have to obviously take the burrs out with a file, but there you go. That's solid. All I've got to do now is follow this cut line, so I need to put something across to hold them up a little bit. I don't want to, something like that. Doesn't matter too much of this. Yeah, you don't want to get scratched, do you? But yeah, now I've got my hacksaw. Right, there we go. That's all right, isn't it? It's a bit scary, isn't it, when you chop it off? Yeah, let's do this. Let's just do it. No. And there you have it. That's nice and flush along the washer. Let's just take this off and see what's going on. There you go. That's about that then. What do you think? It's quite nice. All we've got to do now is blow the crap out, and then get a file. Right, we obviously got to have a file, because this is very burred. You just need to take the burr off, really. You don't need too much effort required, really. Just take the sharp edges off. You can feel it straight away that even that is fine. Yeah, so smooth, and all we got to do is maybe just burr the center, so the actual star nut can go down through, and there you have it. Right, now we've got to fit a star nut. Right, let's get to it. And for the star nut, we've got this handy little tool here. Let me show you. This actually sets the star nut perfectly, because it literally just screws on over here, we'll get it. There you go. Take the star nut off. Basically all we need to do is make sure you got this around the right way, because it needs to go into the stem, and that's what forces up. You don't put it in this way, you've got to put it in this way. Like that, and then that will just go in like that. And when you hit that down with a hammer and it's level, that's in the right, just in the right position. There you go, I'll show you. So there you go, let's put that over there. Right, there you go. So basically what's going to happen is we're going to force that down into the stem with a hammer, a little bit of persuasion, and we just give it a good knock. I'm taking most of the weight in my hand as well, because I don't want it damaging the other end of the forks, but it's still not level. And that's as far as it goes, and we should now be able to take that off and unscrew this. Oh, that's it, that should come out. And there you have it, the star nut fitted perfectly at the right depth with this tool, and this tool's only about £7. And that's that side of it done. This is all ready to go back in the frame now. Excellent. Right, so we put the stem back through, the securer for the bearing, and we could put a little bit, this is the top cap, we shall put more grease on. You can't go wrong, can you, with grease? I'll put some in the thread, which is recommended, of the star nut. I'll just put a little bit of grease around here, inside, nice. Right. Right. Let's push that nicely over there, because like I say, it's actually got a rubber seal. That's going down nice. There you go. Right. Get a little bit of excess grease off. That's all nice. So we need to put this top section in, like this. What I tend to do is just basically slide it down to the top of the bearing, because that will keep it all nice and tight. Also, I'm going to just lightly tweak it up in its position on the edge. I'm not going to secure this yet, because I need to get the bearing set right, so I'm just going to tweak it up a little bit on the forks to keep it in position. I don't want this getting grabbed yet, because we need to pull the bearings up. Right, because we got the star nut now, because this was built for a threaded fork. What we've got is a new fork, and the new fork is over here. You'll see the difference when I show you. This one is the same, but it basically clamps on. It doesn't. We've got the star nut now. We haven't got the piece that goes down. We've got this what actually clamps on. And I don't bother taking all this lot off to save a job. All I do is take this out and take this one off. Yeah, so we can just remove this one. Take that one out. There you go. Whew. Right, what we've got to do now is I'm going to put this one back in. We've got a little location, we've got a little locating tab in here that runs down the back of the actual shaft of the stem, like that. I'm not going to do anything up at the moment, but now that's what that's going to do, is come over. What I'm going to have to do is open it up first. Let's take that, maybe you can see this, let's have a look. Right, so I'm going to have to just unscrew this a little bit to release the secure tab. It should just spin out now. There you go. And then we can open this up so we can gain access to the where we put the screw. Can pull this section all the way back again over the top. Can I pull it over the top? Oh, it's not going to go, is it? So I've got to pull the forks out just a little bit, just so I can pull this just a little bit over the top. Right, 2 seconds. Hold on. Oh, that's it. Let's put it over the top. There you go. And make sure that bearing's seated again. There you go. Put that secure tab down again and pull that down. Right, now we're getting somewhere. Hey balls. Right, now we can put this one back on again. Oh, dearie me. And then we can just tweak that up just a little bit. Right, so we've got that in the right position. Now it's a matter of trying to put this back on in the right position. Right, so we'll put it over. So we want to basically slide that down over the stem all the way down. Yes, that's a little bit too much through, so put a spacer in there because it's too much coming through. You've got to have enough to sort of pull the bearings up. Right, let's see if we can pull that out again. Actually, what I found is another quite a nice big spacer. So what I do is put that one in place, and hopefully that's got it right. But it's just trial and error. I'm just seeing if it's almost there. That's level. I need just about one spacer, I believe, just to. That should do it. You want it just under the surface. Yeah, just so the bearings can pull up tight. So that's that. And what we've got to do now, oh, it's falling over, so weight's that side, is get the final part of the head bearing set, which is this bit, which goes into the star washer, and screw that up. Like so. And you don't have to put a lot of pressure. It's about 1 Newton meters, because all it's doing is just pulling the bearing up nice and tight, and it's not loose. You know, you're not going to get that movement. I tweak it just a tad more. There you go, that's fine. And all it is now is to adjust the steering. We can adjust it once the the wheel and everything's in, but let's just put it back up here like so. Put that out of the way, lock it, right, and we're gonna move the steering approximately where we want it. We can adjust it in a bit. So now I'm going to just tighten it to the stem, so we don't have to do anything too tight. That's a bit of movement there on the this is just the stem clip, the handlebar thing, that clip that just needs adjusting to tighten it up. There you go, and there you have it. Whoa, it's coming together nicely, peoples. Oh, it's getting there. Right, fantastic. Right, what I do now is replace the headlamp. Right, I'm going to just have something to hold the nut with at the back. That's about right. Just take that nut out that we had earlier. There we go. Washer at the front with this one. Let's put that through. It goes back like that. Put the nut on at the back. That's a locking nut. Oh, well, that's annoying. It's actually, this is slightly different to the one I had before, so I need a longer bolt. It's quite a long bolt actually. If you look at the back, it doesn't actually go through all the way. Damn. Oh well, that's something I can actually do in a moment. That's not important, so we'll put that aside. I can do that pretty much any time. I've got far more important jobs to get on with. Right, this bit seems a little bit drastic, a little bit scary, but this caliper is not going to fit. So if you get some sharp side cutters, you can literally just nip this off. Nip it as close down as possible because you want the length of this cable. So basically that. What will happen is you'll probably get oil leaking out, so make sure that you've put your cable up. And don't press any levers or anything. Put your cable back up the other way, and you might even get away without bleeding. I doubt it. If you can seal that end as well, you might get away without bleeding. I don't know. I doubt it, but it's possible. But we will see. Right. What I do is just put a bit of tape. Just put a bit of tape over the end as well, to stop it from leaking all the oil out. Right then, I suppose we could put the wheel, take the wheel off the old forks and put it in. Yeah, right. 2 seconds. Right, the sun is going down, and I've still got a fair bit to do, but I've got the wheel off the old forks. Got the nuts each side, and what I'm going to do is just slide the threaded bolt all the way through. Let's push it in there. Basically, you've got the washer that goes each side, the spacer washer. Keep them level, and then it goes in. Right. Is that in? Yeah, we now have the washer. Right, I shall try and put it on the stand, so then it make life a bit easier for me. Oh, yeah. Do them at the same. It's nice and tight. Right, the brake is an interesting one because we've got to buy another one, and I bought the Clark's. It's only £25. Here you go, see if you can see what I'm doing. The Clark's here, £25, and we're not actually using the handle because it hasn't got the sensor. What we're actually using is just this piece, the actual caliper. This caliper is going to literally, well, it should bolt on there. Bit of luck. There you go. So that's how it's going to bolt. Like that. Perfectly, that's going to be. But we don't need this, as I say, because we're going to need the original. Right. So first off, what I've got to do is push this into the actual lead we've got here that I've taped up out of the way, and this has got to come off. Should be oil in here again, so if we can stop the oil coming out, we'll make our job a little bit easier. And I shall, well, actually I'll do it this way. I want to keep as much oil in there as I possibly can. I don't want it to spill out. And it comes out like that. And this should just pull out. There you go. Pulls out. And we've got to do this. We've got to put this on the other lead, and that's what I've just showed you. But in the meantime, what we can do, oh, that's got to come off anyway, isn't it? So, because I'm going to need this cover, so I'm going to have to cut that off. I believe, or have we got a cut? No, we haven't got a cover, so I'm going to have to cut this one off. This is the one. That's right, isn't it? Double check. Yeah, we're not going to use that because it's not a long enough lead. And what we can do is take this off and put this on the other one, and that's pretty much all discarded. The handle side of it. Now, this here, I'll take that tape off and put this over, and that's the nut that's going to go back into the Clark's. And what we've got to do now is fit this little piece into there, and it's just forced in there, but the trouble is it's I'm pushing it in, but that last little bit is an absolute nightmare. So you've got to find something to push it against to push that in. What I done the other day, got it most of the way in. What I done is actually used the hammer and just tapped it in, and it did work. Let's have a look. Right, there you go. Here we go, peoples. Oh, it actually went in all right. Awesome. Look at that. So it saved quite a job. And then you've got this piece here, just slides over, and that can all now go back in the this is the old cable we're using, and this can go back in the caliper. So literally like this, and there's no oil leak. I've not seen any oil leak out. If there is, we'll have to bleed it, but let's put it all back. Tighten it up, tweak it up. Let's tweak it up, people. Yeah, that's it. Right, and we've got that sleeve we can put down all nice and snug, just like that. How about that? Try not to get oil on your pads. That's the last thing you want to do, because that's really going to make them squeak like crazy. I'll take that bit of tape off when I can. It's a bit stuck. And at the moment, we just need to bolt it to the caliper, which is quite straightforward because it's just 2 bolts basically, and it literally just goes over the. You can put the new disc on. I did last time, but I can't see. This is already a new disc because I've only done hardly any miles in it, and there you go. That's just should screw up nicely. The way to do these is literally to keep it a little bit loose, so you've got movement, and then you put your hands tight on the front brake and then do it up. Right, we'll do that. Right, so I'm just going to put my hand on the front brake really tight, and actually it's working. I haven't had to bleed the brakes at all. It's fine. And then when you do that, you just keep your hand, you just tighten it up. It's good if you've got someone else to help you, because obviously one hand is a bit awkward. So I've got my hand on the brake and I'm trying to tighten them up at the same time. There you go, so that's tight. Then I'll let go. Yeah, and that should be it. Right, let's see what's happening. We're getting there, aren't we? Look at this. Whoa, fantastic. The brakes look like they're quite evenly aligned. Yeah, and there's, yeah, fine. Exactly the same, no bleed required. How about that? Fantastic. Right. Yeah, we're pretty much there. All I've got to do is get a longer bolt for the light, and take it out get the light on and take it out for a spin. What do you think? Let's have a look. Look at the state of my garden. Look. Oh my god. The ADO beast invasion. But yeah, there's the forks. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I think I'll take the back mode card off just to give it that look. And yeah, I'll tell you what I have got. I've got the seat. Oh, well, this is quite easy. I'll show you about the seat because it's really easy. All you need is for one of these seats. It's this is the suspension seat. Oh, it's so good. It's suspension in there. You saw it in the prior video. but the comfort is amazing. But on here, what you need, because the actual seat stem fixing is a little bit wide, you need this there's an adapter for everything. There's this adapter which goes from the 27.2 millimeter, which is the actual size of this stem, to the 33.9, which is the size of the frame part of the stem. And let's fix it. Right, let's fix it. And it's a quick release seat, so you can literally just go like that, take the old seat out. There's the adapter. That will fit in nicely at the back. And then you just fit your seats. That'll need to be adjusted when my wife gets on it. And just tighten it up. How about that? Then you've got suspension. Woo, fantastic. Yeah, it's a shame about that bolt. Right, anyway, I'm going to call it a day because I've had enough. I've got a lot of clearing up and the sun's going down. But what do you think? I mean, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comments. And if you are down in the comments, please press the like button. Apparently, it really does make a difference if you get the likes. And yeah, that's about it. I know it was a bit long-winded, but everything I explained was important, wasn't it? And you don't often see it in a lot of videos. Anyway, catch you in the next one. I'll make a playlist of this one and any other, you know, tweaks or customizations I make. I'll add it to it. Fantastic. Anyway, catch you all soon. Take care. Emirates.